Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to start maybe a series. I don't know if it'll be a series, but you'll at least have this video about niqab styles that I've fiddled around with or I've played with. So, because I'm thinking about becoming a full-time niqabi. So I wanted to show you the style that I came up with earlier. I don't know if I came up with it, but I thought it was kind of original. So, here we go. Now you don't need to wear a hijab under it, or even a cap or a headband. You don't need that, but it kind of does have a little bit more security for the hijab if you're planning on wearing it all day. So, what you want to do is you want to take a basic, I think it's called a shayla wrap. Mine's pretty long. It's the longest one I've found. It's about 5-6 feet long. It's pretty long. I mean, even stretching my arms out, I can't even get it tight. But what you want to do is you want to get them about equal, so there's equal sides, and put it on like a normal hijab. You don't want much of the material around this part of your face to start out with, because there will be a lot of material there later. So what you're going to do is you want it to be thin, have a very thin border around your face, as such, or I don't like that, so just do it with however you think it looks cute, but make sure you don't get too much fabric on the side of your face to start out with. Okay, just pin it, like such. Okay, then take the back and kind of bring it up so that you're still covering your hair. Oh, and another fact about your hair, you want to kind of wear it down low, because if you wear it up high, it'll kind of look funky, because this part will be kind of tight when we're done. So you're going to take one of your sides. I generally do this side over first. I have a side that I like to put out because one edge has a trim and then the other doesn't. You can tell. So if you have an issue like that, try and get the end that you like to be on top so that it's easier. To start out with, you want it kind of loose, just so you can mess with it later. And with this one, you're going to kind of bring it up as such, like that. And take a brooch, or you could do straight pins, but I don't think it would hold very well. So you want to get a lot of fabric in your brooch so it actually holds as much fabric as possible, so it stays secure. So you can do this. Alright. And so it's kind of got this style going on, if you can tell. It's a very kind of 20s look. You know how the ladies would wear their caps like this and then have like their hair coming down? It kind of looks like that, but in a niqab fashion. And then you just, with this piece, just bring it straight across your eyes. Like that. And you're going to want to pin it fairly far back, because it will be covered. Get that out of my eye. Because it will be covered. And I like to use a safety pin to pin it, because it won't show later. And it holds a lot more securely. Now when you're doing it, I actually did it too loose, so I'm going to redo it. When you're actually pinning it, you want to pull the fabric pretty tight against your face without pulling that off. That way you get it tight enough, and after you pin it with the safety pin, it will loosen up a little bit to be comfortable. But if you don't get it tight enough, it'll slide all around your nose, or slide off, or slide up. And you don't always want to be pulling it up and down like that or whatever. Okay. And then with this piece back here, it's kind of been, surrounded by this piece. So that kind of looks cool. So what you're going to do with that piece is you're going to pull it tighter, as tight as you want to make it feel comfortable. And then just wrap it around the back of your head, making sure to cover up your safety pin. I don't know if you can tell where my safety pin is. You can see it. Just pull it down and over, like that. And then I use a straight pin to secure it first, just so I have that security and I know it'll be safe. It won't slide around. And then so you don't get this little action going, what I do is I take a decorative straight pin like this, and I come about here, right where these two meet. Ow! Don't stab yourself. I just put it there. So that kind of makes it go a little bit straighter. Okay, what I was saying earlier about not having material around your face at the beginning is because you got all this material right here that you pulled up, and then you've got 2 more layers over here. So, I mean, if you do like if you take it and fold it from back here, you're going to have a lot of extra material right there. It'll make your face kind of bulge and look distorted. And it'll become really hot. I wouldn't really suggest doing this style during the summer because it does get very hot unless you have a very thin Shayla scarf. But what I like about this style is that if I push this back, my shoulders are very free. I'm not like catching this part over here and like snagging my face when I go. So it doesn't pull on there. And it's also a longer niqab style, which I tend to prefer. I don't know. But if you don't like having all this material hanging down, I don't know if you can see it, it goes down to about my hips. So if you don't like all of that, what you can easily do is just take this, there you go. Fold it up like this, pull this over, stick that behind there, and voila. Short niqab. But what I like about it is that it has this, you can't really tell on camera I don't think, but it has this very pretty just look. I like it over here. I like the design. And since you have such a long piece of niqab on your face, it makes it very easy for drinking. Like if you see you had a cup, you know, it makes it very hidden, you know, when you go to drink. And I feel more free if it's lower down, if it's a lower hanging niqab. I don't feel like I'm getting suffocated so much. So there's that style. A friend of mine said it looked very Arabian. So if you're going for that look, then bingo, you've got it. That's about it. Some tips on eating and drinking with niqab. Straws are very handy, especially if you don't like looking like you're going like this, you know, every 5 minutes. So straws are very handy. You can just go like this. That's all it looks like. You can barely tell you're doing anything. Don't really have any tips for eating because it's pretty simple if you have a good niqab on. Yep. That's about it. Hopefully there will be more styles very shortly. Assalamu alaikum.